Okay, this is a total experiment, but I've been painting lately and doing some different kinds of techniques with natural products, salts, little rubbing alcohol, different things to get different textures. And you can see this one, texture here, and this stuff in the background. And since our theme is nature, nurture, I was wondering how these little natural products, and this is rock salt, might work with some ice resin. So I have an experiment started, and I collected, you can see the paint that I was using is collected in the rock salt itself. So I've got these different colors and some green. And then I enameled a piece from a previous project that was also an experiment, and then I've got a blank too, both in brass for the moment. So I'm going to mix up some resin and we'll see how this works. Okay, so still nature nurture, and I can't decide what project to do, so I'm going to give you a little overview of all the ways you can use natural products, maybe not all, some, in your resin projects. I started with the salt and the paint, which I use when paint is wet and the salt absorbs some of the color. You saw those. So now I'm going to move into dried flowers, dried plants, dried pieces of grass. You can pretty much dry anything you like. Let me show you how I do that. I have a huge selection of old phone books, and you can see this one's from 1999. Yes, I hoard odd things. Nature, nurture, anyway, dried plants. You can pretty much pick anything out of your yard. Herbs, flowers, grass, thorns, roses, anything. And these books, if you slide stuff in between these pages, they are fabulous. They soak up all the water and everything and leave you with these wonderfully flat, pressed pieces of nature. And I have a bunch. Let me see if I can find another. Okay, there we go. I think those are rose leaves. These have been in here quite some time, so they are really, 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 really dry. Let's see, aren't they pretty? So you get the idea. And then I just stack books on top of books on top of books to the extra weight is fabulous and keeps things nice and flat for you. So there's an idea, and I'm going to move into showing you how these are used with resin. So we're going to do a little reveal. This is after the second coat. And I put those painted leaves in the front. And all you do with a backless bezel is take the tape off. And I could have done this the last time because I had a solid coat of resin. I just chose to leave it because, whoops, pardon me, because it's easier to maneuver it with the tape on the back. I like to use it as little handles. So I just peel that off. The resin has a little imprint where I adhered it to the back, and you've got a beautiful, look at that. Hello. And the flower is there. And there. Gorgeous, and I bet everybody has some dried flowers from some memorable occasion in their life. Their wedding, anniversary, birthday, something that you might like to encase. Oh, they're just beautiful. Okay, now to finish up. Okay, so it's been 15 or 20 minutes or so. Ooh, and as you can see it's loose. You just manipulate it a little bit, move it around, and voila. Comes out the same way it went in. You can mold anything, just about. Now I'm going to go mix up some resin and see what my stick looks like in resin. Okay, so the last section of my nature nurture prompt, let's just call it that, is I've collected a few actual herbs out of the kitchen, and this is a tip that I learned from Susan Lenart Kazmer a long time ago. I haven't played with it a lot, but I know that it's a fabulous little trick. So this is cayenne pepper, and I've mixed up a little resin. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. So let's take a little spoonful. I was going to mix it down a little and do 2 different colors, but I think we'll just do... Now I put like less than a half, more than a quarter. Can you see the color of that now? Wowza. Now it stays a little bit granular. I don't know if you can see the sides of the cup. The color is fabulous. You've got that rich cayenne pepper color. So I've got a little mold here that I made myself out of the mold medium. And I am going to pour it in. Oh wow, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to move that aside. Okay, now here's the one. In our molding material, our Susan Lenart Kazmer had a little overspill. That's easy too. Look. Easy breezy. Breaks right off. You can see the grains in it. Look at that. That's so cool. Okay, so here's one that's clear. It's the same mold. And honestly, I've used this mold over and over and over again. Sometimes they only last 3 or 4 times, depending on how intricate. This one's being sticky. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Look at that. So you can tell the mold materials are... This one's my favorite, of course. This Susan Lenart Kazmer molding medium, silicone-based stuff. So you can tell it's not as cloudy. And this one was all cayenne pepper. Isn't that amazing? So many ideas, and this was just all natural material. Now it's your turn to make something fabulous. I haven't just brought